Well, I got some positive things to say about a recent AOC tweet in which she says, quote, "For all their talk of free markets, CEOs actually work against them. They want captive markets and monopoly power." End quote. Well, she's absolutely correct. CEOs and executives don't want a free market. That's true. A free market means they have to compete. A true free market means that 20 people in a city can open up a shop and directly compete with a big corporation locally. A true free market means a big, well-connected business doesn't get to lurk around the halls of Congress to get some legislation passed that makes a startup business harder and more expensive to begin. CEOs and executives of big corporations love that stuff. They are already in the market. They already have their market share. The more barriers to entry they can get the government to put up, the better off they are. The less they have to worry about any competition or thrifty, dynamic, innovative, or efficient small businesses giving them a run for their money in any given area. So yeah, AOC, you are correct. Many CEOs and executives are not huge fans of the free market. The government is basically the guy with the gun, and if you manage to get him on your side, you've got quite the unfair advantage. Also, the bigger the government, the more likely you are to be able to get a government contract, which is what she's referencing in this tweet. They're generally very lucrative. So yeah, CEOs love big government, and they're not huge fans of the free market. They may give them some lip service, but really they're not terribly interested in going in any direction that would result in more competition. You could also take the former CEO of McDonald's from a few years ago, Don Thompson. He came out in favor of an increased federal minimum wage, and people were left scratching their heads because McDonald's didn't even pay their workers that much. So people wondered why he would be in support of this bill rather than just doing it on his own. Well, it's fairly obvious. A higher federal minimum wage means much of their competition would be put into dire straits. It would be detrimental to small or medium-sized businesses. But McDonald's could weather that storm perfectly fine, and in fact, they would be put into a better position after their smaller competitors fell by the wayside. So yes, AOC, again, you are correct. Many CEOs, I wouldn't say all, but many, don't have much of a problem with a large government regulating everything or offering contracts to businesses. Honestly, if you think about it, if you were a CEO motivated by profit and a higher stock price, would you or would you not want a government open and willing to do business with you or craft legislation that benefits you while screwing over your competitors? Of course you would want that. I would like to get us to a point where that doesn't happen. And the only way you do that is at least to diminish the power of government to the point where it is unable to dole out favors to the politically connected. And you will not accomplish that by doing what AOC, what you consistently advocate for, which is to expand and increase the power, scope, and influence of government. But that's got to be it for now. Kind of short one today. Sorry about that. But you have a good one, my friends.